Okay guys, we are ready to sew. See how fast that was? So fast and easy. So now we are ready to take this wallet and turn it into a finished product. And it's only gonna take 4 seams. And it's super fun. But the first thing I want you to do when you sit down is I want you to check the threading. You should see a long chain of thread behind this. If there's not, you're gonna just kind of push the pedal and see if a chain comes out. If it doesn't come out and it looks like it's getting stuck, stop stitching. Do not use that serger. You need to get my help, and do not, if you keep stitching, it creates a big thread clot, and then I have to become a surgeon to fix it. And I don't like to do surgery on the sewing machine, on the sergers. So yeah, if you just stop stitching, if there's a big thread clot there, it just helps me out a lot. So come and get me if that is a problem. So I'm just gonna take this little scrap that's sitting here. Make sure you don't sew someone's project and think it's a scrap. There's a scrap bucket over there that you can grab scraps out of. But I'm just gonna test the stitch and see what it looks like. And make sure that all the tensions are lining up. And then when you're gonna stitch it out, so it goes all the way around and then cuts on this knife. Okay, so when the next person comes along, they will see that chain and they'll know that it's threaded and ready to go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna open this back up so it looks like the picture right here. And I'm going to serge this edge and serge this edge. Okay, so when I line it up, this is where you wanna get close. Okay, see how this little edge is poking out? That hopefully that will serge off when I stitch it. So I'm gonna lift it from the front, lift the presser foot from the front. Notice that the presser foot is in the down position. I can lift it, but it's better if you just keep it down because you can stitch it all the way out, and it's just works better if everybody just keeps it down. So just lift it from the front like this, and then it's gonna cut that little tiny piece off when I start, but you're gonna keep this lined up. Just keep this lined up with this edge where the plastic is right here. Okay, and there's no back stitching on the serger. It's just, it only stitches one way. Try to cut very little off, but if there is a little edge that you need to cut at the beginning, go ahead and cut it. And so that is the top of my bag. I'll go back and I'll cut off the threads at the end. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna check both sides. It looks like I can cut a teeny tiny bit off, so just kind of look at it and decide how much I'm gonna cut off and then go. All right, so you can see that if you compare this to the instruction sheet, you can see that it's serged here and it's serged here just like this picture, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to place it back into position, but I'm only gonna fold the bottom part up, okay, like this. And this is gonna be open, the top's gonna be open. Because if I serge it like this, then I won't be able to get it open and I won't be able to get into the wallet. So that's gonna be open. And then I'm going to put my folded side toward the knife. If I try to do it this way, what happens when this starts to push under the presser foot is sometimes that gets a little messed up and it pushes it out of the way, and then you get a weird edge right here. So I'm just gonna make sure my folded edge is going up toward the knife. Okay, and I'm putting it so that it's just cutting just a teeny tiny bit off to make sure the edges end up really even. And then right here, this is gonna be opened. So I'm just gonna keep serging. Keep going until it comes around. Now every time you're finished with the serger, you should see that chain. So the next person comes and they use it and that chain's there so they know it's ready to go. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I wanna put the folded side up against the knife. Okay. Folded side up. Okay, and remember I'm cutting just a teeny tiny bit off. wrap it all the way around. Now, I want you to notice when I stitched this, how it left, see the fleece was a little bit longer. The fabric on this side was a little longer than the fleece. And so when those sewn together, the fleece reaches the edge here, but it doesn't here. Now here's the kind of the cool part about this project. If it does that when you're stitching it, and this is going to be the top, so I'm going to stitch it from the side, but I'm just going to stitch that row off. See, it barely cuts any off, but it doesn't change it very much. But now I have a beautiful edge on this side. So you just take that, make sure it cuts, make sure you have a chain there, and then you're going to go and trim all of your pieces. Okay. That is, so when you're finished, you're going to have this wallet that looks like this. The next step is to add the button and buttonhole. And so I'm going to show you how to do that next.